Please welcome Ehon to the stage.
Hey, freaking Ehon, you guys are here. I'm quite impressed, to be honest. I do want to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we gather on today and pay respect to their elders, past, present, and future. And I think it's very important for us to acknowledge the inequality that Indigenous people still face in today's society. And in everything that we do, create that awareness, but also the inclusivity in order to include them in participation of our daily life. When Andrew told me about magic, I thought about it for a really long time what to talk about. And it wasn't until yesterday that I started writing. So I have a piece of paper with me, so don't judge me. Towards the end of 2010, I was having a chat with one of my friends on Facebook, and I said that I really want to do a campaign around men's mental health. And he jokingly said, well, you should call it Soften the Fuck Up. And I was like, yeah, why not? But at the time, you know, when you have an idea, you go, how the hell am I going to get it done in the first place, let alone start to plan, what is it named, what is it called, and all those kind of things. So I emailed 13 of my friends, and basically just asked them to share a story with me around the idea of men's mental health. All of them replied, and all of them said, hey, they have the similar experience, but more importantly, everyone says, Ehon, how can I help? They then recruited their friends, and more people get involved, people from very diverse skills, expertise, background, sexual orientation, ages, and all attitude, you name it. And out of that, we launched the website on July 15 last year, and I'm very proud to say that we have since engaged 40,000 people on the Tough Conversation, and 3/4 of people that visit our website say that they have changed their mind on mental health as a result of visiting our website. So I would have never been able to do something like that, if not because I'm one of the very lucky ones to be living in one of the most exciting generations. We have digital technologies at our disposal, but more importantly, we have a we have a sandbox to play, create, and do whatever we want, which is the internet. But more importantly, this internet and this digital technologies has enabled us to connect to the people that we haven't been connected to before this. And this connection, for me, is where the magic really lies. Digital technologies, we know, have changed every facet of our life. In fact, I can give you all kinds of examples of how the adoption of internet is happening at a rate that has never been seen for any kind of other technologies. And out of this hyper-connection that we're experiencing, we are seeing new knowledge and new inventions being created at an extremely profound and rapid rate. And so I thought about, if we're able to create new knowledge and new invention at such a profound rate, what really is the magic? What's the magic that's allowed us to create this new knowledge and new invention that we are experiencing? And I narrowed it down to 3 things that I think is extremely important when we try to create magic. One is, I call it MCT, TCM, however you want to call it. One is timeliness. So, is it the right time to do whatever you want to do? 2 is intrinsic motivation, or motivation. So, do you have the motivation to see it through? Do you have the right people around the team who share similar goals or have a shared vision to see it through? But the last thing and most important thing for me is the connections. You can't change someone's motivation. You can't change timeliness either, but you can change the people that you're connected to. You can also change who you're connected to. And in fact, this whole idea of connection is extremely interesting because this whole idea, there's a lot of research into social constructivism in education, and in John Seeley Brown's new book, A New Culture of Learning, this idea of collective says that when you're exposed to a group of people with a certain skills or expertise, you then become to fit in. You start to fit in, and you become an expert in that discipline or that field as well. I'm seeing a few nods in the crowd, so you guys agree with that as well. But the magic doesn't lie in the individuals or the human being. It lies in the intersection, when the right people, the right resources, and the right skills come together, or right ideas. So what does this mean for institutions or businesses or traditional businesses? I do believe that there's always more talent outside your institution, outside your businesses, outside your organization. And how you connect to this talent is what makes you innovative or not. So this move away from this institutionalized, structured kind of environment to this very fluid and dynamic kind of environment where people are connected to different networks to grow and learn and so on and so forth is changing quite rapidly. And our ability to adapt is our only hope in becoming innovative and create the magic that we need in order to create a better future. We are launching Hub Sydney in April 2013. Come talk to me about Hub Sydney if you don't know Hub Sydney. And when we started Hub Melbourne, we were very clear that we're not just focusing on the people and the resources. What we really want to focus on and need to focus on is increasing the serendipitous innovation amongst the people and our members. So we see that every day amongst our 700 members from all sectors and over 50 disciplines at Hub Melbourne. And every day I see magic happen in Hub Melbourne. Hence, we want to bring that magic here to Sydney. So we are launching in April 2013, and I invite you to come co-create Hub Sydney together with us. We are living in an extremely exciting time, especially for the innovators, revolutionaries, the risk takers, the entrepreneurs, the crazy people who challenge the status quo, which I bet is most of you guys, since you woke up at 8 a.m. to be here. Because what we used to see as impossible, or what we used to deem as impossible, is now possible. The only thing that's stopping us is our own imagination, our own motivation, and the timeliness and our connection as well. So the science doesn't lie, the science behind magic doesn't lie in bringing people in the same space. It comes down to that motivation to see something through. It comes down to that timeliness, which I believe is the right time for us to do whatever we want to do, especially when we're able to connect to all kinds of people out in the world. And it comes down to the connections. Hence, this curation of the connections and the community is extremely important. So my question to you and my last thought for you is, what magic are you creating? What magic are you a part of? Who are the people that you're connecting to? Who are the people that you need to be connected to? And create magic together. Thank you.